Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome back to Sports Outside the Box. Hey, fam, we're back on YouTube today. Finally. Oh my God. How long it took? Took way too long. Hey, I hope y'all feeling great. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're moving, grooving, got everything going on, family. I ran out of space again. On my on Libsyn.com. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna put YouTube off again? Am I gonna try to like upgrade the storage? And I thought, I think this is like, somebody's trying to push me. Somebody's trying to tell me like, go ahead, start doing it, get back into it. So here we are, fam. We're back on YouTube, and I can't believe it. I'm all smiles. I'm all smiles, family. But I've been doing good. Gym's been going great. I know we used to do a podcast on Monday, so I couldn't do the podcast yesterday. I had to go to work. I was still trying to figure out, how to get YouTube up and going again, get this video done, how to get it edited. And I came home from work just completely tired, completely. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do it tomorrow. Start fresh, start anew. We're going to do it tomorrow. So something that happened on Monday, family. Facebook family knows this already. Instagram family knows this already, but hit the 135, 125, 115, 105. I almost hit it all 25 times. And y'all know we've been talking about this, so almost did that all the way through 25 times. The only thing I messed up on was the 135, which I did 22 times. I finished it off with 3. But yeah, when it comes to next Monday, 100%, we're going to go 25, 25, 25, 25. I'm going to be on 145. We're moving up. I can see the weight shedding off. I feel great, family. So I hope y'all got your goals, everything you got set in stone, like you want to do. I hope you're pushing. Hope you're moving forward. Like I tell y'all, WWKD, what will Kobe do? Keep moving, keep striving, keep climbing. So we got to keep that in mind. But yeah, I hope y'all got everything going right. And of course, it's Christmas Eve. I don't know if I'm doing a podcast tomorrow, but it's Christmas Eve, family. Santa's coming to town tonight. He's coming to town tonight. And of course, happy Tuesday. But some things we're going to talk about today before we get into it. Before we get into A.O.E, we got to talk about Commanders. We got to talk about the Falcons. We got to recap Week 16 in the NFL. A very exciting time, especially, y'all see it in the background. If you're a Falcons fan, it was a great time. It was a beautiful week for us. We're going to talk about the NFL playoff picture a little bit. And I'm not sure if we're going to touch it today. If it's not today, it'll be the next podcast. We're going to talk about, can the San Antonio Spurs, my squad, can we land De'Aaron Fox? Of course, that's the talk around town, but can we land De'Aaron Fox? And that's what I'm touching today. If not today, it'll be tomorrow or the next time we do a podcast. Before we do that, A.O.E, align our energy. And today, family, we're going to talk about keep going, right? Keep going. What you want is right around the corner. I promise you, it's right around the corner. And I just thought about this because I'm in the gym doing my weight goals, and I'm knocking these goals out. And the big thing that happened for me Monday, of course we hit the bench, and I'm knocking out this set, almost knocking out for the first time ever doing, almost just completely knocking out. Of course I'm excited, but I had a weight goal of being under 214.2 by Monday, right? And I'm sitting here just dreading it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. And I don't know if you guys remember when I said I was at 221 or 220.8 and I wanted to drop to 209 in a week. That would have took a lot of dedication, a lot of fasting, not eating, water dieting, but I didn't want to do all that. So the week came and I'm at 220.2. I've dropped 0.6 pounds. Ridiculous. I'm like, yo, you have not put in any type of work. You have not done anything. So I thought to myself, let me put a goal in that I can actually obtain. And I said 6 pounds should be good. I want to get to 214.2. And I closed it out Monday by doing 213.8. And bro, I'm telling you, so excited. So just feeling amazing, just feeling thankful at when they always say, you look back on something and you're like, man, I want to thank me for putting that work in. You hear videos saying hey, do something today that tomorrow you will be proud of. And I really had to thank myself for just being dedicated and just grinding, man, because I'm it was hard. And to think of even right now I was at 228.8 pounds starting off this journey, right? I'm down to 213.8, 15 pounds shredded in 35 days. 15 pounds. I'm like, hey, yeah. But it's such an exciting thing, and it's like it shows you that like you can actually do things. Things are actually possible. You can be going to the gym, be your healthiest self. Like if you want to get a new job, get a new job. You want to start applying for different places. You want to move here, move there. You can set new heights, new bars, and it's like you feel great about it. But a lot of times we sit there and we see the road ahead and we're like, no, I don't want to do it. No, I can't fade this. Like, no, it looks a little difficult. And guess what? It's going to be difficult. Like me getting back into the gym at 228 pounds. The highest I've been this year was 231. That's not cute. I'm trying to tell you, it's not a cute weight on me. Cause I'm 5'10" and a half. So it doesn't look good on me, but I had to actually go in the gym and like, I'm straining. Like they can tell you now, like my boy Bryce can tell you, Nick, Jenny, we get on the treadmill. I'm the first one on the treadmill. We do abs. I'm the first one doing abs because I do not like doing those things at all. So I'm the first one to do them, but I'm the first one done with them. But I'm just like so pumped up to just move now. Like I just see the weight coming off. I see the progress, and I hope that y'all have things that's going on in your life that you see the progress, you see the fruits of your labor, because those are very exciting times. It's a very exciting thing. Even like, but I know it's a struggle when you're on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. It's been 2 weeks and you're not really seeing much. I get it. Trust and believe. I get it. And I sat there from 228 in about 2 weeks. I was at what, 224, 223. Not much was shaking. Not much was moving. And I was feeling a little discouraged, but I just kept going to the gym. Even when I got to my 2-week mark, looking at my face, I was like, no, still looks fat, still looks crazy. And this is a thing like where I was telling you guys, like, I did not want to get back on YouTube because like, I'm scared of what people are going to say. I'm scared of what people are going to think, whatever, right? And there was a good moment where I even thought like, dude, like think about how you looked in high school. Like you were like 180, 185. And think about like when you moved back here from Virginia Beach, 189. Like you were slim, you were small. You're like 230 now. You talking about getting on YouTube? Like you're like, let the world see that you just blew up 40 pounds? That's crazy. Why would you do something like that? But those were the thoughts going through my head. And everybody has an opinion, bro. Everybody does. And we really do let other people's opinions dictate what we do. Even if we do have success right around the corner, even if we do just need to strike one more time and we'll get that success might lead you to think like, if I have the success, everybody's going to see who I really am. Everybody's going to actually see me. And that was a part of my problem. I'm like, okay, I don't look presentable. And how many people do we know it could be on the news, people that could be on ESPN, people could be on anything overweight, right? They could be overweight, just not in shape. And I'm sitting here looking at myself like, bro, you are fat. You are not it. You need to do something about this, right? So you can't do YouTube right now. You can't be on there. And not saying that right now I felt comfortable enough because I want to be smaller than what I am right now. And it's not the reason why I got a hoodie on, family. It's not the reason. I had to wear this for the first YouTube video back again, 5 years. I had to put that Falcon gear on. Falcon gear in the background. Come on now. But I want to be smaller than what I am now, but it did take me some just getting outside of my comfort zone and people telling me like, hey, you'd be great on YouTube. Hey, if you go on YouTube, I know you have big things coming. And I'm thinking, also like I talk about being on ESPN. I talk about being on TV. I talk about being on the radio. How am I going to do that if I'm scared of talking to my phone? How am I going to do that if I'm scared of talking to a camera? I can't do that. Come on now, like family, that's crazy. So I was like, you know what? We got to get outside of our comfort zone. We got to push forward. Success could be right around the corner. And what do I always talk about? Opportunity is always looking for you. We have our head down, not looking for the opportunity, so we can't find it. And you know what? I decided like, hey, I want to lift my head up and I want to find it. So, the storage is running out. Didn't really know what else to do. I was like, I could just upgrade the storage again and then just keep making regular podcast episodes and just keep doing audio and no video. But I didn't want to do that this time. And I want to come back on YouTube and just show everybody my face finally. It's been a long time. And just seeing that, pulling up the old YouTube 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I'm like, dog, that's a long time to be MIA. But hey, family, we're back. It's sports outside the box, so we're back on it and we're about to switch to the sports side, but family, I want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all so much. Yeah, y'all drive me. Just seeing like the views on the podcast on Libsyn.com, seeing where people are from, like Texas, Colorado, California, Canada, had one in Saudi Arabia, Australia, like just seeing everybody just give support, putting out downloads. And of course, DMV all day, every day, always gives me the most love. So I always appreciate where I'm from 100% of the time. And yeah, fam, I just appreciate everybody so much, and I love y'all. But if you're not joining me so this is the A.O.E. If you're not joining me on the sports side, I care about y'all, and I hope you'll come back for the next episode. But yeah, let's jump to the sports side. I'm your host, Dennis Harrison, to Sports Outside the Box.
McLaurin to the bottom of the screen. 2nd and goal. 10 seconds. Daniels fires. End zone. Touchdown. Jamison Crowder. Preposterous. 5 turnovers. And the lead with seconds remaining.
All right, family, we're back from the break, and I'm trying to tell you right now, the Commanders, what a win. You know what? And I was mad about it at first. I'm not going to lie to you. I was upset about it. But 36-33, you went out there, you did what you were supposed to do. Can't be mad at it. I was. I definitely was mad about it. If you would have saw my parlay, the way my parlay was set up, bro, I had college games from Saturday all hit. Comes to Sunday, I just need the last 2 games I need. I need the Commanders to win, and I need the Cardinals to win. They both end up losing. It was $1 to win 118. And like I tell everybody, bro, it was $1, but it was my dollar. Like, if it was somebody else's dollar, I wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have cared at all, but it was my dollar, family. It was mine. So I was sick about the whole game. But, Commanders, they were down, and down 14-0 early. They storm back, come back and grab a win. And I honestly thought, Kenny Pickett, I said he might do it. It's possible. He might actually go out here and get this W for them, but couldn't do it. Jayden Daniels did Jayden Daniels things. And, I was really just like shocked. And I think I was just shocked because I know we talk about, Rookie of the Year and how poised he is and like what he means to the team. But this kid is like special. Like, it's crazy how special he is. And I even was running back to look at the RG3 numbers, like, 2012. And it made me think like, this is what it could have looked like for RG3, if we're being for real. And I know some of y'all might be saying, Dennis, please stop it. What are you talking about? RG3 wasn't that talented. RG3, da-da-da-da. I'm telling you right now, I know RG3 came out of Baylor. The different conference from that LSU, Jayden Daniels. I get it. Completely different conference. It's not the SEC. But looking at RG3, the way that man played, to come out here and do what he did, like, let's compare the rookie numbers real quick, right? RG3 rookie year, 3,200 yards. Right now, Jayden Daniels, 3,300 yards with 3,303 yards. Touchdowns, 20 for RG3, 22 for Jayden Daniels. 5 interceptions for RG3, 8 interceptions, Jayden Daniels. 65.6 on the completion percentage, 69.7 on the completion percentage for Jayden Daniels. And they both had 3 fourth quarter comebacks so far. And I'm like, these numbers are so similar. Like, they're like, not like they're neck and neck, but RG3 really only leads in the interception category with 5 to Jayden Daniels 8. But it also just made me think, like, you got Dan Quinn here, right? You got Dan Quinn, you got you got Cliff Kingsbury, you got Joe Witt Jr., right? Everybody here in the staff, the whole team is surrounded of Jayden Daniels. Everybody has embraced Jayden Daniels. The DMV has embraced Jayden Daniels. The country has embraced Jayden Daniels. Everybody loves this kid, right? Completely different scenario for RG3. He could not win over anybody. He went over the DMV the first year. Remember that? Playoffs. Like, do we forget? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the only difference was Dan Snyder. He's the owner. We had, Mike Shanahan wanted to trade RG3 after the first year. Jay Gruden didn't like RG3. And I said, it's so crazy. It can be detrimental to somebody when you sit there and just think, they don't want me. I'm out here giving my all. They don't want me. I'm getting injured. I tear my ACL. They don't want me. They're trying to trade me. They're trying to get rid of me. And like, you have 2 different coaches coming in. Now you're being bounced around the league. And I mean, some people come back from it, some people don't. I mean, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold coming back from it. RG3 did not. But we saw how well RG3 played that first year, and I'm just glad that Jayden Daniels is not having the same effect that RG3 had. I'm glad that, the community, the DMV, were embracing him. I'm also glad, the coaching staff embracing him. Like RG3 having success and not being embraced, crazy work. Super crazy work. But yeah, the game that they had, completely amazing. Terry McLaurin. Terry's always been one of my favorite receivers in the NFL, but now tying Ricky Sanders' 1988, tying Ricky Sanders' record of 12 touchdowns. Crazy. I'm hoping he gets this next one during the Falcons game, only because I don't want nobody set no type of record where it's like, oh yeah, they played 17 games, not 16 games. That's why he broke the record. It's like the same thing for like Saquon right now. Like if Saquon gets the record, I want him to get it this week, not next week. Because if you get it next week, it's like, yeah, you did it, but you didn't do it in 17 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a little asterisk next to it if you don't do it in like a 17 game span. And that's how I feel about it. Like a record is a record, but that's how I feel about it personally. But yeah, I'm like, if you also look, the Commanders right now, 2 games out of the division lead, and that's something a lot of people aren't talking about. And I thought about it right after the game. I said, dog, like they're 2 games back on Philly. If Philly loses the next 2 games, if Washington wins the next 2 games, they automatically take the Eagles for the top spot. Why is that? Even though they would tie them on the record, right? The record tied, Washington would have them by division record, and division record is the first thing that goes up for the tiebreaker. So like, oh, Washington beat them once, Eagles won once. Okay, what's next? Conference record. After that conference record, it's going to be division record, and by the division, I think it would be also by conference, they would beat them as well. So the next 2 games for the Eagles are both, and for Washington, they're both NFC games. So if Philly somehow did lose the next 2, and remember, Jalen Hurts does have a concussion, and I'm not going to say, I had to say this real quick, Washington wasn't winning that game. Washington wasn't going to win that game, family. If Jalen Hurts was in that game, I don't think so. Like, I understand Kenny Pickett and them boys still threw up whatever they threw up. They still threw up, 33 points. I get it. I think Jalen Hurts, they wouldn't have had the same problems, same setbacks or whatever. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Just my opinion. But yeah, the Commanders, I think they can still scrap against the division. Also, the Commanders can still not make the playoffs. It's very possible. So if they lose the next 2 games and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the next 2 games, Tampa Bay will be in, the Falcons will be in, Washington will be on the outside looking in. So Commanders still got to play hard, Falcons still got to play hard. There's a lot of teams that still have a lot of things to do, but this is a very exciting time around the DMV, I can't lie. Also, let's talk about the Falcons real quick. And for everybody kept hitting me up. Everybody has something to say. Oh, yeah. What happened? You was talking about Big Kirko. You was talking about Kirko Chains. And I talked to you about this already. And I call him Drake London, Big Draco. Like, come on, man. Drake London out there balling. Darnell Mooney out there balling. And Bijan Robinson, what is he, top 5 right now in the NFL for rushing yards? He's top 5. Darnell Mooney and Drake London, this week, they both could go over 1,000 yards receiving. I'm excited because I want people to do it in 16 games, not 17. So I'm super excited for that. And we just had a great game. Defense played amazing against the Giants. Pick 6 by, not Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, pick 6. Matthew Judon, the addition at the beginning of the year, pick 6. Defense played phenomenal, played lights out, only allowing 7 points. Michael Penix went out there, played a phenomenal game, even though I don't know if everybody saw the game, but 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. The 1 interception was on Kyle Pitts. Like, Kyle Pitts catches the ball, tries to make a football move, turn around. He lets the ball go and gets intercepted. And I was kind of sick about that because I was like, man, that goes against Michael Penix. But it is what it is. You know, you live and die by those things. But he went 18 of 27, 202 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 66.7% completion percentage. I will definitely take that 100%. He was like just thanking God at the end of the game, talking about how he's prepared for the moment. Just like say how everything was just a blessing to be on the team and just to be in the position that he's in. And I said, hey, Michael Penix, he's going to be that guy for us. Like he really is. And everybody's going over his play progression, going over the things that he saw on the field. And I love when people get on Instagram and they show like, you know, the aerial view and they started talking about like, hey, do you see this route? Hey, look at Michael Penix threw this out route before the receiver even took the break. Like, he knew where the receiver was going to be, and Michael Penix looked so good. He looked so good on the field. I was highly impressed. Bijan Robinson looked amazing as well. Highly impressed. Drake London, highly impressed. Darnell, highly impressed. Defense, highly impressed. I was like, thank you, Raheem Morris. You finally done something right over these past 6 games. Like, I understand that we still have we didn't have no passing touchdowns. I get it. And we all wanted Michael Penix to get a passing touchdown. He tried to hit Drake London. He couldn't hit Drake. We tried a Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts turned the ball over. Bijan almost had a receiving touchdown. He got down to the 2-yard line. A lot went on, but at the end of the day, it was a great quality team win. I honestly couldn't have been no happier. And I got to shout out real quick, Caden Ellis, linebacker, Atlanta Falcons. This man is top 10, I believe number 9 right now in the NFL for tackles. And I just want to say to the Falcons, please lock this man up. Please give this man a deal, because I don't know if y'all, Falcons fans, if you remember, and I think he's on the Jaguars right now, Foye Oluokun, when he had his breakout season, hell of a season, all of a sudden the Atlanta Falcons act like we didn't know how to pay nobody. And we lost the number 1 tackler in the NFL. And top tackler in the NFL. I think he was the number 1 tackler in the NFL that year. Went to the Jaguars, was the number 1 tackler again in the NFL. I said, hey, yo, why didn't we pay this man? So please pay that man, Caden Ellis. I can't take that. We gotta lock that man up. I'm gonna do a top 10 power ranking real quick. So let's do. I'm trying to think like top 10 power rankings, or we're gonna go into the games of the week. Let's do the top 10 power rankings. We're gonna go to the games of the week next. We got big games all week. So top 10 power rankings. I will tell you right now, my top 10 does not include honorable mentions, of course. Chargers 9-6. I'm not that impressed. Texans 9-6. Not that impressed. Broncos 9-6, and remember the Broncos were just in my top 10, and they're only outside of it. I didn't like the way they lost to the Chargers. That did not make me happy. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, so they're outside the top 10. But let's start with number 10. Number 10 on the list. They're 10-5. They're in the DMV area. They got Rookie of the Year status. Oh, real quick, yeah, this Rookie of the Year status, of course I'm talking about the Commanders, Redskins, Commanders. Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year right now, if you put $10 on it, you would win $10.05. It is negative 20,000, minus 20,000 for this man to win Rookie of the Year. And I say that in a sports betting term. If it's a plus, if you see anything that says plus, that means more than likely it's not going to happen. If you see anything that's with a minus or a negative sign, the more likely it is to happen. So yeah, and if you see like, oh, plus 130, plus 200, it's a low risk. Like they're saying that, like, hey, minus 200, it could be a fairly good game, but we think this team's going to win. Kind of like that, right? If you see minus 1,000, you're like, oh yeah, this game should be a wash. It is minus 20,000 for Jaden Daniels to win MVP or Rookie of the Year award. Minus 20,000. Give it to him now. Just give it to him now. They said, especially after the win against the Eagles. Give it to him now. But they're in the top 10 for me at number 10. On the Sports Outside the Box top 10. Number 9 on this list, man, give it to the former Commander, Sean McVay. Rams, 9-6. I love what they're doing. And of course, I was looking at the Chargers. I was looking at the Texans. I was looking at the Broncos. And I was like, the Rams have just been balling out. The Rams have been playing good the whole time. As of late, like maybe the last 5-6 weeks, playing amazing football, especially when they play the Buffalo Bills. What was that, 44-42? Especially that game. And they played good. They played good the game before, and then came and played Buffalo. Blew me away, and they just keep doing it. Number 8, this team dropped a little bit. Pittsburgh. I still like them. They're still doing what they need to do. But now the division is up for grabs at 10-5. And then number 7, their counterpart, Baltimore Ravens, 10-5. I'm really wondering who's about to win this division. This is like some scary stuff going on. Baltimore's playing Houston. Kansas City playing Pittsburgh. 2 big games tomorrow for Christmas. I'm really wondering what's going to go down. Pittsburgh plays first, so if Pittsburgh loses, that should amp up Baltimore even more. Like, we got to go out here and get this win, be on top of the AFC North yet again. That should be a very big thing for Baltimore if they see, especially, it's Kansas City, Pittsburgh. Kansas City, getting Hollywood Brown back, having Xavier Worthy, their team is just not fair, first and foremost. Number 6 on this list, the Green Bay Packers, 11-4. Man, Jordan Love, I'm trying to tell you, this man is phenomenal. The whole team is phenomenal. I tell you this every single week when I do these power rankings, how phenomenal the Green Bay Packers are. And I'm telling you, I honestly think this team can win a Super Bowl. And if they do, quote me, please. Because this is one team that it's making me feel in my heart of hearts that they're actually going to go out here and win this Super Bowl. It's going to be Green Bay for some reason. Again, don't quote me. Oh, actually, yeah, do quote me. It's going to be Green Bay. Y'all see it right here. But yeah, Green Bay's giving me Super Bowl vibes where they're playing offensively and defensively. Super Bowl vibes for sure. Minnesota Vikings not giving me Super Bowl vibes, but I love the way they're playing. They're number 5. They're 13-2. Buffalo. Honestly, I think Green Bay could potentially come back and steal this division. Also, remember, Green Bay 11-4. Minnesota 13-2, Detroit 13-2. See what I'm saying? Green Bay's playing Detroit this week. See what I'm saying? We got, man, I'm telling you, I love the implications are crazy. Next, I told you, Minnesota's at 5, 13-2. Number 4 on this list, we got Buffalo Bills, 12-3. I had Buffalo a lot higher. I think I had them at number 2 last week. They dropped down to 12-3 for me. I did not like the way they beat the Patriots, even though, AFC East battle. Josh Allen had his worst game of the year, and I'm pretty sure that we're not going to see that happen again. But his worst game of the year, dropped him down up one spot. Number 3 on the list, give it to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're moving up. They've been at number 5 for like weeks for me. They've been at number 5, moving up to number 4. And now they're at number 3. They're just climbing up my ranks, especially getting Hollywood Brown back. Oh my God, this team is like a slobber knocker. Number 2 on the list, Philadelphia Eagles. And the only reason Philly stays at number 2, well, they were at number 1 at one point, but I put them at number 2 here, and they have not gone down the list because Jalen Hurts did not play. Like, let's be for real. Please. He didn't play at all. Like, he did nothing. He did nothing, bro. Like, my parlay was ruined. I had a second parlay ruined because of that. Number 1 team, of course, Detroit Lions. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, them boys look good. Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they all look good. And, yeah, I'm like, even with the injuries, I mean, what can you say? You can't really say too much. Like, you're just like, hey, they're out there doing their thing like they've been doing the whole entire season. That's why they're 13-2. All the injuries they had, they still go out there and ball. So it's going to be real interesting this week. And let me see. I think I have the week pulled up. Here we go. I think I got the week pulled up. Week 17. So I can tell y'all right now, we got big games all across the board. Kansas City versus Pittsburgh. Hell of a game for tomorrow. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm picking Kansas City to win that game. I'm thinking like 23-20, 23-17, something in that realm. But Kansas City gets the win. Baltimore versus Houston. No Tank Dell. They try to sign Deontay Johnson. It's so crazy because the Ravens just cut Deontay Johnson. Houston brings him in. And I'm thinking, like, what if Deontay goes out there and torches the Ravens? What if he does that? Kind of crazy work. But what if he does that? Like, y'all just cut me days ago. I come to the Texans, touchdown, tutties all over you. Like, we're going to find out. But I got Baltimore winning that game. I respect Baltimore more. I respect KC more in those regards. KC and Baltimore both winning. Baltimore takes over the AFC North. Thursday night, Seattle, Chicago. Big game for Seattle. They're still trying to keep pace right now with the Rams and I think they're still trying to keep in to get in the playoffs as well. Let me see real quick. I believe so. Yeah, they're still trying to get in too. 8-7. They're still trying to get in. Like, there's so many teams trying to get in right now. So Seattle versus Chicago. Give me Seattle for sure. We're still going to talk about it on game day, but give me Seattle. Saturday football. We got the Chargers going against the I'm not going to do all these picks. We're going to wait on these. But Chargers versus Patriots, big game for the Chargers. If you look at the Chargers, they're the 6th spot now, trying to make sure they don't lose their ground. Denver versus Bengals. Denver's the 7th spot. Bengals are literally like trying to climb to get in right now. They're trying to climb to get in right now at 7-8. Denver's the 7th spot. This is a huge matchup here. Cardinals, Rams need to get a win to keep off Seattle. Jets, Buffalo, Bills. Buffalo, where's Buffalo at? Buffalo 12-3. Buffalo still low-key chasing the Chiefs. Buffalo needs to win. They want the Super Bowl, but the playoffs to go through Buffalo. The Saints and Raiders don't mean anything. Giants and Colts kind of don't mean anything. The Colts are still trying to get in the playoffs, though. Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, 12-3. Eagles trying to hold off the Commanders right now. Cowboys are trying to ruin it for everybody like they did for the Bucks. They're trying to ruin it. Carolina versus the Bucks. The Bucks beat the Carolina Panthers. The Bucks potentially be right back in the mix of things. So remember, the Falcons play the Commanders Sunday Night Football. So if the Bucks lose to Carolina, Falcons win. Falcons, you're in. If the Bucks beat the Panthers and the Falcons lose, Bucks are back in. Like, there's so much going on here. Titans and Jaguars don't mean anything. Miami versus Cleveland. Miami's still trying to climb and get in. They're trying to outbeat the Colts. They're trying to outbeat the Bengals. They're trying to outbeat the Chargers and Broncos. They got a lot to go on here. Green Bay versus Minnesota, 425. This should have been the Sunday night game. I can't lie. This is a game I'm really hyped up for. Like, you got two teams still trying to win the NFC North. The NFC North going absolutely crazy this year. And I'm just like, bro, like, what's going to happen in this particular game? This has to be the game on for the 4 o'clock games. Like, I don't want to see Miami versus Cleveland. Please give me Green Bay versus Minnesota. Not last but not least, but Sunday Night Football, like I just said, Atlanta versus Washington. God, Atlanta, please, in the name of everything, get this win for me so everybody can stop talking trash to my face. It's really hard being in the DMV area, being a Falcons fans, family. I'm trying to tell you. Last but not least, Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers. San Fran is out. Detroit trying to hold off Green Bay. Trying to make sure Minnesota don't take the division. There's a lot going on here, fam. I'm trying to tell you. So the games are going to be completely crazy. I'm excited for it. Week 17 is going to be nuts. Week 18, again, if week 18, when it comes around, you're going to have Minnesota going against the Detroit Lions. So just imagine Minnesota and Detroit winning this week. Next week, we'll literally be playing for the number 1 seed, literally playing for the NFC North division. That's going to, please flex it to the night game. Just flex it to the night game. That's what I need. I really do. Like, this is so crazy. The NFC North is going like absolutely hard in the paint, and I can't take it. I just need to see. I want Minnesota to win low key, but I definitely want Detroit to beat San Francisco. If Minnesota loses, I want Detroit to lose. Just straight like that. I want fireworks going off in week 18. That's what I want. That'd be a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to me. I'm trying to tell you. But family, that's all I got for you today. We're going to talk about next podcast. We'll get into the San Antonio Spurs, talk about a little basketball, talk about that then. But hey, family, I'm super excited to be back on. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell, I haven't stopped smiling almost the whole podcast. I typically smile while I'm doing the podcast anyway, but I really couldn't stop smiling today. I'm just like pumped up. I'm excited. I don't even know how to feel right now. I feel like I'm just like all over the place, like honestly, emotion wise. But I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. You know, talking about the Commanders, talking about the Falcons, big game this week. If y'all got trash talking, I suggest you do it now because I ain't talking to nobody on Sunday. And remember, family, whatever you're doing, keep going. Success can be right around the corner. If you don't keep going, do it for somebody else. Like, do it for your kids. Like, do it for your community. Like, do it for, I don't know. Just if you can't do it for you, think about somebody else. Like I told y'all, I had to thank myself. Like, I appreciate you for putting in this work. I appreciate you for doing, 37 days of this, hard 75. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, but when you look back on it, like me just looking back on 37 days is crazy. To be doing this for 37 days, crazy. I couldn't imagine doing something like this. And I'm just like thankful to my past self that I was able to do it, and I have to find the strength to actually do it. That was a lot. That was a lot too, but family, I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all rocking out on this journey with me. Like I tell y'all all the time, WWKD, what would Kobe do? Kobe would be like, hey, Dennis, keep doing that podcast, keep moving, keep growing, keep climbing to the mountaintop, get your ass up. We'll keep putting all this work in. Keep doing these 75 days. We ain't stopping, ain't quitting. family, whatever y'all got going on out there, if you're a developer, if you're a designer, if you're into fashion, if you're into drawing, if you're into music, whatever you're into, like whatever artistic realm you're in, and I honestly believe that anybody can be in an artistic realm, and we're all in an artistic realm in some facet. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing, because I'm telling you, success is right around the corner. Family, I love y'all so much. I'm out of here. Peace. I'll see y'all Thursday.